All right, guys, good morning to everybody. Today is the 29th of June, 2026. CRAZII Global Market Talk with KEL. CRAZII anytime, anywhere. All right, guys, good morning to you, Gia. Good morning to you, Dr. Shah. Good morning to you, Janet. Right, good morning to all of you, 51 of you online today. Thank you for coming in. All right, so today I have a lot to share with you. Let's go. But before that, disclaimer apply as usual. Please do your risk management. It's very, very important to do your risk management. All right. So, guys, this morning, all right, we saw some news happen in the market. Let's take a look. So, first of all, oil rises as renewed U.S.-Iran strike reignite Middle East supply fear. Okay, so that is the first thing. So again, U.S.-Iran strikes again. Now, apparently there was a news article that one of the Singapore ship was being attacked. All right. And after that itself, Donald Trump come in and again threatened annihilation. Oh, gosh. Okay. It's like it never ends. Yeah. So the thing is this, there's a lot of talk and no one will want to take the second step. It's like I threaten and threaten and threaten, but no one really want to take the next step. Because if you do that and it's always coming back to you and then you have to pay and stuff like that. So everybody just says, shouting, screaming, but no one really want to take that action. Okay. So that is the reason why the market is like going up and down because of that. Okay. Basically, other than that, I don't see any big news for today. Nothing much. All these are all the small little news, which I don't think is that important. Now, of course, last Friday we saw the market coming down as the chip stock came off, but that is all we have. All right, really nothing much. Okay, for the news side. Okay, so let's take away from the news. Let's see what it's going to have, excuse me, for this coming week. Okay, let me bring in investing.com, one of the more reliable site for come to calendar. So let me just bring you in. I think I went the wrong one. Earnings calendar should be economic calendar. On, yeah. Okay, wait for it to filter off. Right, I already filtered to the US most important news. Okay, so today there ain't any data. Today don't have. Now, how about this week? Let's take a look. Okay, so only from tomorrow onwards, Tuesday, that we have the Chicago PMI. Okay, and then after that we have consumer confidence. Okay, but Wednesday, that's a big one. It's the ADP. ADP means followed by non-farm payroll. Now, do take note, it's a Thursday. Yeah, the non-farm payroll is a Thursday. Okay, because Friday is the Independence Day. All right, which means that Friday is an Independence Day because 4th of July is a Saturday, right? So apparently 3rd of July, they already had to have their holiday. Interesting. So take note, guys, ADP is on Wednesday, non-farm payroll is on Thursday. Very important, yeah? So because of this, right, I expect the market to be, to be slow, all right? Then there'll be a lot of involvement maybe on this Wednesday and Thursday, right? And of course, the Independence Day, usually the market is more, pro upside, yeah? So do take note of that. Now, most of the time, I do see any fine Independence Day, that day itself, usually the market will be pro to the upside, right? Patriotic. Okay, all right, all clear? If all clear, press number 1 right now in the comment box, yeah? All right, we have 64 people, all still growing. Thank you very much. That's why we are moving, getting bigger and better. All right, thank you. Okay, all right. Let's see now today's, oops, what's that? Okay. All right. Okay, all right. So let's take a look at today's goal. Hey, what happened? Whose thing is on? Wait, okay. Okay, all right, let's continue. Okay, give me a moment. Okay, so let's take a look at the gold this morning. Now, gold this morning opening price is 4088, and today's gold, very important, is an inverse pivot day. Now, inverse pivot means that normally the pivot 1 is on top, pivot 2 is at bottom, right? But today it inverted. So when it's inverted, right, what will happen? Usually the market will trade within the range, and the market will trade and touch either the top or the bottom. So in this case right now, the top has been touched this morning. So one of the main criteria has been fulfilled. So today we have a mixed signal. We have the KSI that is green. We have the KCX that is in blue. So the market is having a big boys buy, but a retail sell. Okay, so the market will be slow or sideways. And today MLP is 5058. And this morning it was triggered and then recovered a little bit right now. So what do I expect to do? Now, I will not be really buying today, neither I'm selling today. All right, I think you're going to sell, you sell in the morning, but now it's a bit too far away, no point selling. Number two, all right, the buying itself will be much, much better if the market can go above the OP of the day. Now, going above OP of the day will be good because in inverse pivot day, if the market choose to break above the pivot 2, the upside usually is pretty strong. Vice versa, if the market break below pivot 1, then the selling is strong. And since today the KSI is favoring the buy side, so if the gold do break above pivot 2, 4084, I believe the upside could be big. All right. So I repeat myself one more time. If the gold do break above pivot 2, 4084 today, right, only for today, then there's a very high chance gold can trade higher. All right. So this is my personal take on this. But of course, now gold is at the lower right. So you ask, how do we trade this? Let me bring it to you right now. Okay, hold on. It's a 5-minute chart still moving. Okay. Hang on. Very slow on this side, on my side. Nothing to do with you guys. It's my internet again. Please hang on. Pushing it up. Gosh. So tiring. Okay, finally. Okay, just let me wait for a while. Let it go to the side and I can share you the full story. But of course, now the gold is trading above MLP. For those who want to take an MLP trade, can consider, yeah, if you want to. Okay, let's do it. Okay, so this morning the opening price was 4088. That is the opening price, and immediately it came down and it broke 4084 with the pivot. So basically, from top break pivot down, confirm is a sell. So true pivot, bang, the market came down to KTR -1. But because it closed below KTR -1, we all know that very high chance the market will go to KTR -2. So very precisely, the market hit KTR -2 perfectly. And then after that, because of KTR -2, strong support, because the KSI day chart is on the positive side, the market instantly rebounded. But when it rebounded, it didn't go past KTR -1. So again, the market failed. And because of the blue diamond here, if you draw the blue diamond, you notice that the market couldn't stay above it. And when it turned to red color, it's a sell. The market come back down to revisit KTR -2 again. And once again, when it hit KTR -2, you see the boys coming in to buy. So this one not that strong, but this one was stronger. So the market again rebound. But sad to say, it didn't have the strength to continue. So the high of the cycle going lower, right? And then after that, it slammed again to KTR -2, rebounded. Now this time around, it's resisted by the MLP. Bang, came down. Okay. Now when it's on the way down, you can see that things look lost, right? But the boys came in to buy. So when the price was down, the KSI was green. And that means the boys came in to buy from the bottom. Now, do note my screen is very hang. It's not moving. The current price right now should be 4067, yeah? So a bit hanger at the moment, yeah? And then after that, the price recovers strongly, break above KTR -2, important technical level, and at the same time, broke above MLP. So together with this, the market basically rebounded. And go all the way up right now towards the potential of KTR -1 at 4072. Now, if the gold can stay above 4072, then there's a high chance that gold can go back up to pivot to 4084. All right, so everybody look out for this 4072 first. If it can stay above 4072, then we can see 4084. Okay, all right. Now, someone asked me this question over the weekend. They say, Kel, how come last time KTR, the distance is about $17? Why now it's only $12? Of course, my friend, KTR basically used the opening price of the market to calculate the formula. So if the formula is a $4,000, obviously you multiply by the formula, you get about 12. If it's $5,000, you get something around 16. So you must understand where the price is determined, right, the KTR, all right? So now at the moment, the market is basically at about 12 per KTR. Okay, Ken? All right, pretty good. Let's continue. I want to share this with you. Hopefully I can do that today. It's really a bit of jam again. Just hang on at the wall. I'm trying my best to click for you. If not, then we have to use back again the CRAZII.com, right? I can't show this to you anymore. Okay, yes, it finished came in. Okay, good. Okay, now I want everybody to pay attention to this detail. Yeah, very, very important. Okay, so first of all, why is this important? A bit bigger. Now the high of gold is 5598, right? This is the highest price of gold. Last week we talked about this, right? When the market come down, all right, and go below 20%, we will enter a bear territory. So this is a bear territory. So the market did, for a short moment, did go below, trigger the bear territory, and then rebounded. And when it rebounded, it went all the way back to the 95% mark, which is back to almost the high. Then after that, take notice, right? If this is A, and we classify this as B, the market relapsed and go back down all the way to the bear market territory. But this time around, it went even deeper. Oh dear. Okay? So you can see the price go down even more. And then after that, a few days later, the market pushed itself out of the bear territory and stopped there. And after that, right now, you can see it has resumed the selling wave and went all the way now to new low. Okay? So this is the example. So judging from here itself, right, you can see the low is getting lower each time. So which means that the market is pretty weak. And we compare to the A, B, C, D, you notice that the trend is definitely on the way down. So that's why we have been selling gold on K trend. But I want to say this up front first, guys. Look at the key point. You can notice that, okay, let me just draw this a bit more. You can see that usually the rebound will be somewhere like this, whereby you take the previous low and you do a rebound rate. So that's why now I felt that we are actually near somewhere of rebound. So if the gold market do recover, I suspect that this will be the bottom out signal for gold. And I think that it will go back up all the way to where I am looking at least 4,200 to 300. Okay, so it's something like that I'm looking at right now for gold. So for people who want to buy gold, I don't think this is the time to buy gold yet. You just wait for a few more days. If those people who really think that you think the gold is going to bottom out soon, you can buy a little bit. Now, for those who want to short gold, I would say for intraday, it's a good idea. But if you tell me to short for long term, I will say no to you. All right, all clear? If all clear, press number 2 right now in the comment box. Okay. All right. And very important thing is this. All right. Let me just clear my screen. Now, every time when the market hit the 80%, you can see immediately you rebound back to the 85. So this is 80, rebound back to 85. This one is 80, but did not go to 85. So I suspect that if ever go up again, it will humble itself somewhere around here. But once you find a base, it will go back to the 85% level. So I think you should take note of these numbers. You can take note of this number first. 4478 over here. And over here itself is 4758. Okay, all right. So the thing is this, if gold can recover all the way to the 80% bear territory, then gold can go back to 4758. Now, we realize this down gold is actually in a bear market, but you do not hear any people really talking about gold in a bear market, right? This is a typical thing that the boys actually control, which is the media. Okay. All right, let's look at the next market, shall we? Okay, still having some little issue. All right, the next market will be Bitcoin. Excuse me. Okay, wait for it to change over to day chart. Okay, a bit slow, yeah? All right, I think I used the .com better. Okay, give me a minute. Okay, so this is the Bitcoin. I do a dual screen. So I change it to day chart. Okay, so let's take a look at this Bitcoin today. Bitcoin today, the opening price, right, versus MLP is slightly lower. And the interesting thing is this. All right, remember with the K trend, I told you guys that this is the highest closing versus the highest closing here. So when the market goes below OP and turn red candle, it's definitely a sell to trigger the stop loss of other people. So it's done perfectly. Now, the thing is this, are we going to see a market bottom soon? Now, the problem is that the KSI is green and quite a bit of green. And the price did break new low, but recovery. So if you ask me itself, right, if Bitcoin is to stay up later, Bitcoin can go up, all right? But if Bitcoin starts to go below OP, then the selling wave can be quite drastic to the pivot, and that is 57,061. Okay, so this is going to be a very big highlight for all traders. Watch out for this. And you can see right now for the gold market, everybody is just waiting for their turn, right? They are at most going to do a buy. Bitcoin, sorry, this is a Bitcoin. Bitcoin itself right now is open and to come down to KTR -1, but it failed to reach KTR -1, and now it is trying to go above OP. So as I said again, if the market can go above OP, I think Bitcoin will come back up to 59,960 in the short term. Okay, Bitcoin do have the potential to trade up today, so watch out for this because of the KSI now for some reason has turned to green, and a pretty strong green if you look at it. All right, so traders, watch out for this. This is the Bitcoin using the day chart and the 5-minute chart side by side to see this trade. So you can actually see from that point, right, when the day chart on the left side calls for buy, the 5-minute chart gives the buy, then you just buy together. So that will give you a very strong buy signal. And is that a K trend here? Well, at the moment is not, because K trend means you need a higher rate. At the moment now, the rate is slightly lower, so it's not higher rate. So wait for next wave. Next wave up, down, and if the candle here, anyone is closing is lower, higher than the one in front, and this will be a strong buy. Okay, anyone have any question? No question, press number 3 right now. All right, wow, we have 93 people online today. That's amazing, guys. Well done. All right, new record. All right, World Cup have record. We also have record here. Okay, wow, continue rising, 94. That's incredible. All right, guys. All right, so this is the gold chart for, okay, this is a Bitcoin chart for you. Okay, let's look at the next market, shall we? The next market I want to show to you is the Dow Jones. Now, this is the Dow Jones day chart I want to show to you. Now, the Dow Jones day chart today is very clear. The Dow Jones this morning opened here and started to go up all the way. And there is a 4 diamond. So you put 4 diamond line like this. So it's being resisted right now. So what's the level? Let me put my mouse over. You can see it's about 5-1. The closing price is 51971. Okay, so what you are seeing now, the market trying its best to stay above the diamond line, while the KSI is green, while the KCX is definitely bullish. So everything looks good on the upside for the Dow, but you can see that we have a very, very strong reversal that happened last week. And with this thing here, it could be a hindrance. So the pivot one, as you can see, is trading at about 51,921. So if I ask myself, if the market do break down, then the selling will have to go past 51,921, and then the pullback can be quite crazy. It could pull back to this area, which will give you approximately about 51,800 series. Okay, so this is where I'm actually looking at for this Dow Jones, and I'm watching it very closely. So this is the Dow Jones 5 minutes. Let's take a look. So Dow Jones this morning, when he opened, once it opened, it shoot up all the way to pivot, then hang around pivot, shoot up again after a while later, go to KTR +1. Okay, so it basically follows the script. And if anybody wake up in the morning, you'll know that it's a buy. All right, then next thing is this, the market went all the way up, and because it get too hot, he came back down, traded down, and KSI, the boys are starting to sell. So for Dow Jones, I say this, if the Dow Jones can break convincingly, it will go back up again to your this 51 to 52,000. Okay. All right, sorry, this is the Dow Jones 52,000. Wait, a bit hard to see here, sorry, today. 52,200. Sorry, my bad. Hold on. 52,200. Okay. Now, if we basically fail and break down instead, right, then the Dow Jones can really test this point, which is the OP again. And once the OP is in, then the selling can bring it down all the way to this number, 51,800 OP. And then after lower level can be as low as 51,382. That is the MA30. Okay, MA30. All right. So the thing is this, it's a fight in the Iran side and US. So anytime if there is going to be any crazy, really crossfire, that will definitely bring the market to a new level. By the moment now, you can see the Dow Jones is holding up very strongly because of the potential of ceasefire again from US. So this time now, apparently, it's very confusing. One side want to end, one side want to start. So that's something here. All right, one more market before we take a leave. The one I want to show you is oil. Now, oil, I have been watching this oil, and I'm telling you this, the market is around there, but it's not the bottom yet. It's around the near of bottom. So what happened is that the market is now coming down, and it went sideways, while the boys are basically on the sell side. So if that is the case, on the verge of this, if the market cannot go down further, then once the market break up, oh my God, the first thing you'll find will be all the KCB, right? And of course, if you go some more further, you have 2 MA right here. This is where the market will break. And of course, if the oil does that, then of course, again, you will have a lot of meetings and now how to bring the oil price down. But at the moment now, we are still at the lower end, so not so bad. All right, for the 5-minute chart, it's not really useful for the early morning, but let's take a look. So oil this morning, all right, this morning went up all the way. Okay, and the crazy part is that it stopped at the OP and it pulled back down all the way back to KTR -2. And now we have a new stack diamond for the market. And that's where, but if the market can stay, then the upside will be back again here. If the market cannot stay, then the selling will bring it down to this point, which is 68, 69.20 area. Okay. Now today, for oil gold price, I don't really think that you should be buying until you break OP. Today's this Dow Jones is still climbing unless it break down. And for today's crude oil, I think you can do a buy if only it goes above OP. But we can see a lot of signs coming in that we may be able to see a bottom today. All right, so take note, yeah. So with the ADP number, NP number coming in this weekend, the whole thing is going to be more complicated than it is. So my personal suggestion is that go slow, trade small, and then wait for the new direction. Okay. All right. Let me just look at one more counter before we go. Yes, it's a request. Is that someone wanted me to take a look at Ethereum? Okay, I'll do Ethereum for you. Now, Ethereum, as you can see, we are having a bit of the downside issue whereby the market basically come here and stop here. So the thing is this, if Ethereum can hold 1570, we can see Ethereum going up a little bit. Okay, so traders, watch out for Ethereum. Ethereum is now very near the OP. All right, so the thing is this, you can see that the market now is going back to above OP. You can swing up, we can see it going up all the way to 1589 level. Yeah, so now we are staying around here, waiting it. Now the big boys are selling, that's for sure. But then the thing is this, if they're selling, if the price doesn't go down, then the price will have to go up later. Okay, so 1589 will be my target, yeah, for the Ethereum. All right, guys, that will be all for today. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for the big crowd today. So today, we will look at the market and trade and send you the calls accordingly. And for those who want the market calls from next month onwards, right, we can please check with our Singapore site and get back to you. All right. Well, guys, thank you very much. Take care, and I'll see you again. Bye-bye.